What's good, y'all, and welcome to my review for Indiana Jones: The Dial of Destiny. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I finally watched it. You guys know, obviously, I wanted to catch this movie in theaters, but didn't get the chance to, man. So once it finally came up on Disney Plus, like a couple weeks ago or so, finally was time to watch it, man. And like a lot of you, I grew up watching the Indiana Jones films, man. You know, I watched them a handful of times when I was a kid. And actually, fun fact, when we moved to Japan for the first time, one of the first movies we saw in the theater that was on base at Iwakuni was actually Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. That was one of the first movies we saw. And I ended up falling asleep like midway through because we saw it at like a late showing. It was like around the midpoint of the movie, and I didn't end up seeing the rest of the movie till I want to say it came out on DVD, and I think that's when I finally got to see the rest of it, man. Or I saw it, the rest of it through Indiana Jones, Lego Indiana Jones 2 and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I don't know if that was the game what it's actually called, but Lego Indiana Jones 2, which I had so much fun playing the Lego games for Indiana Jones. As a kid, man, I love those games, man. Fun fact, you guys also remember Indiana Jones 2 was actually the first Lego game to actually let you like split off and let characters split off and do their own things, and like kind of a split screen thing, not everyone having to share the same screen, like it wouldn't move or anywhere if the other character moved. That was a huge thing for Lego games at the time, man. But yeah, man. So the film itself, man, was fantastic, man. I love the film. A certain someone I know didn't, but hey, he doesn't like any of the Indiana Jones films, so obviously he had a shit childhood and terrible taste in films, if you ask me, man. Like, I don't know how you could not love Indiana Jones. These films are just peak cinema in every sense of the word, where they are the pinnacle of cinema, man. These are the type of movies you go to the theater for back in the day, man. Although I will say, and also, guys, I'm not going to be coming in here, guys, and tell you, like, oh, if this one was the best, my favorite Indiana Jones, Jim, or where I would rank this among the ones. I haven't seen any of the other Indiana Jones films in probably over a decade, so one day I would obviously like to go back and rewatch all of them to see where I would rank all these films, but that day is not today. So I will know. So if you guys are wondering if you want to know me comparison to the other films, which one I like more compared to the other ones, not gonna be doing that today, man. Another day, whenever I binge on the other Indiana Jones, I'll make a list on my letterbox. You guys can check it there if you want to know what my full ranking of the Indiana Jones films are. Although I would say that probably Temple of Doom is my favorite. I want to say it was Temple of Doom. I think that's the one I always liked the most, was Temple of Doom. Always thought that one was the coolest, man. I remember playing the Lego levels for that movie a lot back in the day. So if you did want to know my favorite one, it's probably Temple of Doom. I think it's my favorite Indiana Jones film. But that could change. I might say it's Raiders of the Lost Ark, or hell, I might actually like The Last Crusade, or hell, I might be that one weird guy that loved Kingdom of the Crystal Skull the most, which. Yo, man, do y'all remember when Kingdom of the Crystal Skull came out and everybody was losing their fucking shit over that fucking fridge? Like, Indiana Jones as a franchise, man, has had lots of crazy, ludicrous shit happen. Arcs that melt people's faces off, voodoo shit with guys ripping out people's heart, but like, for some reason, people what's the word I'm looking for? Suspension of disbelief. They draw the line at a fucking fridge surviving a nuclear blast. Like, I feel that isn't the craziest thing to happen in Indiana Jones. I don't know why everyone was so hung up about the fridge, man. I always thought that was so weird, even at the time, man. You thought people were like weirdly nitpicky about like Man of Steel and other films nowadays, bro? Shit, man. Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was like the catalyst of that, man, with the fucking fridge. Do not know why people were so hung up on the fridge thing. But whatever the case may be, that was certainly a point of internet history. Everyone losing their minds about the fucking fridge. Got no much more to say other than that, guys, so let's just jump right in. So the movie is written by James Mangold and stars Harrison Ford, Mads fucking Mikkelsen, Phobie, if I'm pronouncing her name right, Wallace Bridge, Antonio Banderas, Boyd Holbrook, if I'm saying it right, who was also in Logan as well, and many more. And the plot of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Daredevil archaeologist Indiana Jones races against time to retrieve a legendary dial that can change the course of history. Now, first off, the cast is fantastic. Obviously, Harrison Ford is incredible as Indiana Jones. The one thing I thought was interesting about this movie is that Harrison Ford comes, at least at this point of his career, every time I listen to interviews or hear quotes from him from like tweets and stuff, every time I hear about this guy, he always seems like the type of guy that's just too old to give a damn anymore, like about anything, man. Like he does not give a shit anymore. Yet with this one in particular, I saw a bunch of clips when we first came out. Harrison Ford getting like really emotional, while the movie was like premiered and stuff. But I thought it was interesting because I never seen, like I said, I thought, like, the longest time, man, Harrison Ford came out the dude that just didn't give a shit about anything anymore. But, like, Indiana, even when he came in for Star Wars, it felt like it was just like another job did. But it seemed like Indiana Jones, like, he definitely has, like, a special place in his heart, man. Because it looked like he was getting, like, really emotional when this film was premiering and stuff, man. Which I thought was interesting, man. But obviously, Matt Mikkelsen, it's Matt fucking Mikkelsen, man. He's an incredible actor, man. You guys know I love him. We all love him in Casino Royale. He's fantastic here once again, man. Probably my favorite Bond villain, if I'm being real. But then again, that is partially my own personal bias talking, because of course I love Matt Mikkelsen so much as an actor, man. Loved him in Casino Royale, man. So there's that as too. He was great in Doctor Strange as well. So but I dare say he's my favorite. He's my favorite Indiana Jones villain. Phoebe, who plays Indy's goddaughter, man. I thought she was great as well. Antonio Banderas, he's fantastic. The handful of times because he doesn't have a lot of screen time, man. But when he shows up, man, he was great. He was great to see. The rest of the cast I thought was great as well, man. The music is fantastic, man. I remember listening to the soundtrack. I'm like, damn, this soundtrack sounds very hot. Sounds very John Williams. I wonder if maybe he helped compose the score or anything, or maybe worked with maybe the score a little bit, or just got someone that could really mimic his sound. Then we get to the credits and John Williams composed the score. So that's why. Which I thought was weird, because I could have sworn he said he was retiring after The Rise of Skywalker. I was like, all right, I'm done. I am retired from composing music, man. He has had one hell of a career, but hey, I guess he had one more in him and decided to come out and retire real quick for Indiana Jones, man. But glad he did, man, because the soundtrack for this movie is incredible, man. But it's John Williams. What the fuck else do you expect from him? This man can't miss. And I also say the cinematography of the movie is great as well. I love the look of this movie, man. There are so many of the set pieces, man, look fantastic, man. The parade scene, I think that might be my favorite one. I think that one looked the best, man. I don't know if I ever, this is something I've noticed when I first saw this in the trailers, man. I don't know if I ever mentioned it in any of my reactions to the trailers for Dial of Destiny, but I always thought that set piece was probably my favorite one. I loved the look of that one with the confetti came around, the bright colors, all the colors and everything, man. It just looked like such an amazing set piece in the trailers, and when we get to see the full thing movie, man, it looks amazing. So that's probably my favorite set piece, but the rest of the movie looks fantastic in its own right, man. All the set pieces look great. So shout out to the production and set design, man. I'm sure there were definitely some CGI used for that scene in particular, probably with the confetti and probably make it look a little bit bigger with that scene. But it looked phenomenal as well. Speaking of the CGI, man, the de-aging CGI for Harrison Ford looks amazing, man. It obviously looks like he was ripped right out of his time working on the original trilogy for the films, man. That the de-aging CGI looked amazing. The whole opening in itself, man, was just peak Indiana Jones, man. I was watching and I felt like I was back rewatching Temple of Doom or The Last Crusade, the original Indiana Jones film, man. It felt very in line with those movies, man. And it was just a fantastic, and it was just just a fantastic watch. That opening was amazing as well. I also thought the conclusion, because as you guys know, this movie was marketed as the final Indiana Jones film, man. I thought it was great as well. I thought it was a great, a beautiful ending to a very beloved series, man. That whole final act was kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I was not gonna get into spoilers, but I really liked the end of the movie, man. I thought it tied up everything very nicely with my definitely very spotty memory of these films, man. Which I will say, one thing I also liked about that, because this is something that was never really mentioned, that was shown off in the trailers, I was kind of wondering if they were ever gonna bring it up, was of course Shia LaBeouf's character in the Kingdom of Crystal Skull, because as you guys know, in Kingdom of Crystal Skull, Shia LaBeouf played Indiana Jones, or I guess Indiana Jones Jr., I think his name was. I forget the time, because you guys know the first movie focused on Indiana Jones, and then The Last Crusade onward focused on his son, and still played by Harrison Ford, so, and to be fair, there's a one reference in there that I'm pretty sure is reference to Temple of Doom, which, why would he know that and mention that? Because of course that was his dad, not him, because he didn't come in until Last Crusade. So I don't know. That might be something from Kingdom of the Crystal Skull or The Last Crusade. Like I said, I haven't seen these movies in over a decade, man, so I could be wrong though. But I'm pretty sure that one was about the Temple of Doom. But who knows? And maybe at this point they just don't give a damn about the continuity anymore. But there was a scene. We do get it, as I was saying anyway. We do get a scene where they dutifully acknowledge what happened to his character, what happened to Shia LaBeouf's character in the film, man. Which I thought was nice. Because like I said, I was wondering if they were even going to acknowledge him, considering because he was never mentioned in the trailers. It looks like they were obviously nothing was mentioned from Shia LaBeouf. So I was wondering if they were going to mention him or just kind of sweep that whole movie under the rug. Which thankfully they did. I like that they gave us something about hey, what happened to him after after Kingdom of the Crystal Skull happened, which I thought was nice, man. The comedy I thought was great as well, man. Like obviously I mentioned before, that one scene that I mentioned that had like my continuity error about him mentioning getting tortured by voodoo, which I think was Temple of Doom. But that whole scene where he's like, you don't know what it's like having with why, or he was wondering why he's up at 40 feet in the air with crappy shoulders, shattering vertebrae. He has a plate in one leg and screws in the other, man. Obviously just bitching about how old he is. Which I gotta say, man, Harrison Ford, for an 80-year-old man, looks very good for his age. Like, we get a scene where he's basically shirtless. I'm like, oh, god damn. For an 80-year-old man, he actually has a pretty good physique, I dare say, man. For an 80-year-old man. You know, so shout out to Harrison Ford, man. I don't know if he's hitting the gym or nothing, but, like, shout out to him, man. He still looks very good for his age, I have to say, man. But, yeah, man, so, yeah, the comedy's great, man. The music's incredible. Obviously, all this action set pieces are phenomenal, man. But, like I said, would you expect anything else from an Indiana Jones film, man? I thought the relationship between him and his goddaughter was pretty cool, man. I really liked what they did. I really like what they did with those two, man. And, you know, there's also this little kid that kind of follows him around, which is obviously, you know, meant to be like this film's version of Short Round Man, which I think he did a fine job, too. I thought his character was pretty good and everything, man. I thought the actor that played him was very good in the movie as well, so no complaints there, man. Now, as far as flaws for the film, man, I think there's only one thing I kind of had a slight issue with. I might get shit for this one just because I was talking about the whole thing about the fridge and Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, but like, in the opening of the movie, there's a friend that, and this is kind of, I guess you can call it like a minor spoiler, I guess, for the movie, but in the opening of the film, Indiana Jones has a friend with him. I don't know if this character was in any of the previous films or not. Comes in there, tries to help him out when he's actually trying to get this artifact during the opening of the film, and they end up having ended off in this massive train sequence where Indiana Jones is fighting off Nazis, and one of them gets on him, and the guy meant to grab a gun, and then he tells him to shoot him, and he does shoot him, and basically kills him, and you know the dude just it's kind of treated like nothing. Now, granted, this is Indiana Jones. I'm not expecting this to have some profound profound discussion about the concept, about the implications of murdering somebody. This is Indiana Jones, not The Last of Us. You know what I mean, man? You know what I mean? But like, it's simple. This guy's never held a gun before in his life or anything, let alone shoot someone. So like, I don't know, some acknowledgement of that, like a holy shit, I just killed someone or I just shot someone, kind of seem rather than it just being treated like nothing. That kind of was like, I was like, yeah, you know, like I said, I know this might come off as hypocritical because I just went on because I was talking about how everyone was losing their damn minds with the fridge thing and Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I did think it was that, and I thought that was really weird that everyone was so fixed on that one scene for the movie, man. But you know, that was one thing I thought was kind of, you know, a little acknowledgement that would have been nice. But you know, it was kind of whatever at the end of the movie. But yeah, that's about the only thing I really had an issue with, I guess you can say, with this film, man. But yeah, if you love Indiana Jones, man, you'll love this movie, man. I think you'll be satisfied with its conclusion. And yeah, overall, man, we give this movie a 9.5 out of 10, guys. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you like, if you did, subscribe if you're new. Follow me on socials if you feel like it. Links down below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys next time.